Life is not a void to be filled. It is a plenitude to be discovered. And today, I would like to add that it's maybe also a magic show to be enjoyed. So what I would like to share with you today is some beautiful and inspiring impressions by Siegel on the net of magic, which introduces us to the world of magic in India. In his incarnation as the street conjurer, the ethereal escamoteur wanders, as he has done for centuries, from village to village, stopping here and there to lure a circle of people hungry for diversion, with the curious call of his flute and damaru drum, hourglass shaped like the one the god plays. The magic has hardly changed at all. A cloth ball, red or yellow, under this coconut shell cup disappears only to reappear under that one. Stones, one after another, larger and larger, appear from the magician's mouth. And then there are thorns and nettles, then meters of brightly colored thread, and then more dark and heavy stones. The borrowed shawl, visibly torn into shreds before the wild eyes of its dismayed owner, is suddenly, after the wave of magic wand, a puff of magic breath, the muttering of magic words, gili gili gili, or yantru mantru jala jala tantru, made whole again before the even wider eyes of the amazed, laughing, or grimacing gathering. A mango seed, in a matter of miraculous moments, grows into a green, burgeoning bush that, to the astonishment of all, puts forth sweet, swollen fruit. A scruffy boy, the magician's son, is decapitated or dismembered, or perhaps his tongue is cut from his mouth, and his blood, rich, red with life, seeps into the earth below, and then, how is it possible? The child is healed, made whole, and there is genuine awe. Wonder-struck by the powers of the magician, the villagers, with their own secret hopes, fears, and desires, buy his rings and amulets, mementos of his magic, pieces of strange power. 2 rupees, 5 rupees, 8 rupees. The villages, however, are but the camping places between the cities, where the real money is to be made, where the rings and amulets can be sold for 10, even 20 or 30 times what the magician himself has paid for them. On cluttered roadsides and street corners, horns honking, dogs barking, minds gyrating, senses throbbing, people shouting, rumbling, laughing, shoving, hawking, begging, fighting. In bazaars, markets, parks, almost anywhere, amidst any chaos, the vagrant conjurer, despite unrelenting police harassment, lays out his mat, squats down, poised and posed to begin the beguiling the motley crowd. His son exhibits a dusty snake or makes a rupee vanish. Jadugar, Jadugar, someone calls out. Magician, magician, come, watch. Jadu, they shout or whisper. Magic, Jadu. The Hindi word for that entertainment is tinged with the dark meanings of the Sanskrit term from which it comes. Yatu, sorcery, witchcraft, black magic, the powers and practices of evil spirits. The magician calmly capitalizes on the associations. A touch of fear might prod this town to reach into their pockets if there's money there. There is a settlement, a Delhi slum for these still, but less and less itinerant street magicians, and it was there, in Shadipodipot, in June of 1987, that I first met these wonderful and outrageous characters whose world I've endeavored to conjure up in the first half of this book. I claimed that I was a magician. Did they ever really believe me? The modern stage magician, his court, a theatre, his patron anyone with a few rupees for a ticket, calls this magic Maya, Maya Jal, or Indra Jal, illusion, illusion's net, or Indra's net. Ancient terms for magic in India meant to distinguish it from the jadoo of the streets. Out of the rude streets on the unreal stage, from a burst of light and a cloud of smoke, the ethereal magician now appears most often as a Maharaja. The curtains open on a dream of India's past, a mouldering myth, exquisitely tawdry. In the glare and blare of it, grease-painted and electric-hallowed, the modern Maharaja of magic, to the crackle, fizzle, and blast of Indian and Western music, does 1,000 tricks, Indian and Western, that he's done 1,000 times before. Pigeons, balls, and cola bottles multiply or vanish. Ladies are zigzagged or suspended in mid-air, There are flashing fountains of fire and endless streams of water gushing from a small bowl. Escaping from his shackles or disappearing from a locked trunk, the magician returns to the stage, grandly bows, and if the power does not go out, solemnly cuts a woman in two with an electric buzzsaw. It's mystic kitsch and melancholy glitz. The net of magic now seems tattered in his hands. Now people want to go to films or watch television, the magician sadly said to me. We are something from the past. In him the past yearns to be present, glorious and potent. He remembers when the magician was a priest and magic a sacred rite. The magician was a god on earth, the illusionist told me in his dressing room, and God was a magician in heaven. That is what our scriptures say. The wise Shavatar told it to ascetics in a forest retreat. A magician creates this world by magic. Nature is an illusion, and the Lord is the illusionist. The things of this world are but elements of him. That magician whose magic show is this whole world works with 5 elements: fire, air, water, earth, and pervading ether, combining them in a certain way so that things appear to disappear, so that things appear to appear, isolating them in another way so that things seem to vanish, remixing and reseparating them in still other ways to create endless metamorphoses, astonishing to behold. This book about magic is not really about magic. Magic is rather its method and a metaphor, a way of speaking about other things. This book is about the human need and longing to be deceived and about the pleasures of deception. India, past and present, is the setting and the set for the show. That land has always been a magic extravaganza for me, a perpetual and spectacular source of bewilderment and delight, astonishment and wonder. As I leave the plane and make my way toward the counter, Indian Immigration and Customs, I sense that the magic show is about to begin, and I can hear the invocation. Make obeisance to the feet of Indra, whose name is one with magic, and to the feet of Shambhara, whose glory was firmly established in illusions. It's a very, very beautiful book, this Net of Magic, Wonders and Deceptions in India. It will introduce you not only to a world of magic, but maybe also to the magic quality of the world that we live in.